Hello and welcome back for more Twin Peaks Season 3. We're up to part 3 of 18. I think it's 18. You guys...
I think it's actually 21.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 18.
Running all the time. It's like a fish you caught.
I think I'll just get straight into it because there's definitely some things at the end of this and during this that I want to talk about. So as usual, I'll just start talking. You guys interrupt me if you want to say.
Oh, we will.
First things first. This is the bad episode that you're wondering if we will get past, right?
No.
Oh.
And I will tell you now, my word was prodigiously. Guess what I used prodigiously when I watched this episode?
No, this was not the episode that I thought, oh, gee, I hope they can get through this one.
I don't even know what prodigiously means, Nelly. I can't even
a lot
say it.
with great frequency.
Bigly.
Was it the...
No, it was the 10-second skip button through pretty much all the really drawn out stuff. Or else I wouldn't have got a chance to have it down. Yeah.
You're too programmed by modern television to need validation. Sorry, need feedback every
Stimulation.
Yeah, every 5 seconds. That's the problem. Society is too programmed.
Yeah, we know Nelly watches way too much TV for a normal person.
Yeah, totally.
Dan said to me during one of her work meetings during the week, I wish I could listen to this at 2 times speed.
2 times speed.
Awesome.
I didn't see that.
The same guy who started that meeting was on another video today, and I put it at double speed, and I was like, oh, it sounds normal now. I guess he was just speaking very slowly, making sure that we understood.
So do you want to name this person? They'll never see this from it.
Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe 10 months time. Is it 10 months
to be safe?
I just like to shit stir, Okay, I'm going to start. So the episode starts where we picked up with Cooper in the starry expanse. He's falling through the noisy and shaky starry expanse towards a purple cloud that's sort of coming towards him.
The purple cloud is not very memorable because both Katie and Michael forgot all about the purple.
Yeah.
Even when you say purple cloud, I'm like, what purple cloud?
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure I'm not even sure explaining it as a purple cloud is sufficient because it's sort of like a directed thing. It's sort of like this. It's not like a gigantic cloud. It was like a line of cloud that was coming towards him. Anyway, then he lands on the balcony of some structure, and there's just ocean everywhere outside this structure. Well, that we can see.
Like he landed in a garbage bin. Those big.
Yes, a dumpster. It was like a dumpster.
Yeah.
It was just on the side of a building.
Except it's got a glass door on the balcony. But yeah.
No, but the depth of it was basically dumpster depth.
Yeah.
It was too deep for a balcony.
The dimensions. Yeah.
So and everything out here has a purple hue as well. So I got the whole purple thing, Sean. Don't you worry.
It looked reddish by now.
No. It's when he walks inside that it gets reddish.
Red.
So he walks inside. Then there's some glass doors he pushes open, and we can see. Yeah. So we can see a light against a wall from inside, and it's sort of red now. There's a woman sitting in front of a fireplace, and she has no eyes.
And my question was,
you
is
weren't
that
supposed to
Josie?
recognize her?
Who do you think she was?
I thought it was Josie stuck in the doorknob.
Okay, Nelly, as soon as she turned up, I was like, oh my God, Josie's stuck in a doorknob. Is that her? And then I was like, do we ever find out about the doorknob
I
situation?
just want to say it's not a doorknob, but yes.
It's a dresser knob. Drawer knob. You know what it is. You're an
So it and
Yes,
when
Katie, do you want to finish that sentence?
what, the one that I just said under my breath?
Yes.
Nope.
Okay.
So it's not like she has sunken eye slots and there are no eyes there. It's just
Like someone's really waxed over.
where the area where her eyes be are just like this smooth surface, but there are these like indentations in there that I don't really know how to describe. Anyway,
Like
just
the back
had
of the
eyebrow.
makeup.
Yeah, it just looked like poor patch-up makeup job.
yeah, but I'm pretty sure it was deliberate. Just FYI.
No, Ben, I think they blew this episode's budget on all the CGI, let's be honest.
Okay, I'm definitely going to talk about some of the CGI, which you guys clearly don't have a very high opinion of, and just point out.
They used a lot of money on it. They did a good job, but clearly not left for the.
Oh yeah, so there's some other points in this episode that I'll talk about as well, which I remember watching the first time and the second time and now the third time, and thinking, that's actually pretty impressive. That is kind of good. Anyway, so I noted here that time seems to be behaving differently because they're sort of like flickering forwards and backwards constantly. And I will be the first to say this is annoying.
I used the skip button because nothing was happening very quickly, and it was just
But we can see
10 seconds was a good marker.
We can see that Cooper's trying to talk to this woman with no eyes,
Shushing him,
and they hold hands. And she touches his face, and we can hear like an electrical hum constantly. And I did say in brackets, it might be my dryer.
No, there was a constant electrical
I think it was
noise.
a
Okay.
Yeah, and she makes the weird kind of
yes,
kind of.
yes. So when she talks, it's not words, but she makes these strange noises. Yeah. So then there's a loud banging at a steel door, and I actually even the door is like there was like light coming through the door. Did you guys see that? And I was just like,
no, I think it was the door had dimples in it that the light was reflecting off the top of.
Okay,
so I took that as the person knocking was knocking so hard they were dinting the door.
Yeah, so there's a loud banging.
The only light in the room is from the fireplace, which is behind him.
So the woman with no eyes puts her finger to her lips. The banging continues, and Cooper sees something on the wall with a number. It looks like a big electrical outlet that has the number 15 on it. The hum gets louder when he approaches it. The woman makes noises and tries to stop him from approaching it.
There's been a lot of numbers.
Yes, there has.
Which can't mean anything.
Which I have not been noting down, just like, in blueprints.
Okay, so the woman with no eyes, she takes him outside up to the roof, and for some reason the area on the roof is completely different. It's like a TARDIS. It's like it's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. It's a small
like
area.
The thing that goes in your ear from the earbud. The knobby bit.
Yeah, I basically said it was sort of like a misshapen thimble or something like that.
I thought it was like ribbon.
Yeah, that's another good one. Yeah. So there's this shape on there. She's talking to him while the banging is. They can still hear the banging, right? If I remember correctly. So she pulls this switch that's on that thing that's on the roof, and she gets zapped off, and she just flies away into the wilderness. And one thing that I noticed when she did that, the hue of the whole scene changed back to normal colors instead of being sort of red/purple.
Kind of, even once they started going up the ladder, the jaggedness kind of stopped, but it was almost like
you're right. Sorry, yes, that's correct.
More pixelated, but once she flew away, it all went crystal clear.
So
I was just impressed with his first aid that he knew enough to not go up and touch her when she was being electrocuted.
Don't go with that.
Well, he is an FBI agent, okay?
That was 25 years ago. Here it still remembers.
So while looking into, he follows with his eyes her down. She falls down into the starry expanse and disappears. And while he's looking down there, he sees Major Briggs's face appear, and it says Blue Rose.
Was that who it was? I thought it was Dale himself.
I thought it was
It was Major Briggs.
What's his face? The deaf guy.
Oh wait, the guy that like the face that's in space.
Yes, that was Major Briggs.
That was the giant.
No, it was Major Briggs.
Are you sure, Ben? The three of us have all thought it was something different.
It was Major Briggs.
Okay.
Sorry.
Special effect.
Yeah. Where was I? So Agent Cooper climbs back down the ladder into the building, and which by the way has been swaying slightly this whole time. The low pitch hum resumes, and he can see another woman sitting on the sofa. The number on the outlet on the wall now says 3. I do
I
not
thought
know.
it was a different outlet.
Yeah, I thought he
Why
still
is it
saw
going
a
back into a
15.
different space, like a different room?
Good questions. Very good questions.
Masking tape. It just had masking tape on it, though, right? With the number change.
No.
No, it was clearly 3.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was written.
Cost.
No, I know, but I thought it was. Oh, I thought it was written on it.
No, it just said 3 now. Well, as far as I know, that's what it said. So the woman who was sitting in front of the fireplace turns around. She has eyes. So this is just a normal looking woman. She looks at her watch, which is counting down with less than 3 minutes left. The camera sort of zooms in on the outlet, and we hear that crackling noise from episode 1 that the giant said, that noise, something or other. Okay, then we cut away from here. We cut to Doppel Cooper driving on the highway, and he can hear the hum too. I spelled that wrong. Don't know why I'm updating my notes, but anyway.
You need to be able to read them.
His vision is getting really blurry while he's driving. So back in the room, the woman says, when you get there, and she's saying it in reverse, but they're playing it. Anyway.
Yes.
She says, when you get there, you will already be there. Cooper gets closer to the outlet, and his head sort of starts to get sucked towards it, so he backs away. We see Doppelkoop again. He's really struggling behind the wheel of his car, and it's like all over the road. Back in the room, the banging resumes, and the woman says, you better hurry, my mother's coming.
Also, if your vision goes blurry, definitely drive faster on the
Yes.
I was thinking this the whole time. I was like, just pull over, you flipping idiot.
Mine says, ever heard of a brake?
Why would he do that?
Nothing gonna stop him now.
Yeah. And Ben, this is where I am very impressed with the CGI. This next bit.
Oh, okay.
Cooper.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so sorry. Cooper. Oh, yeah. So then Cooper goes closer to the outlet, and he gets sucked in there, and basically it's just slowly drawing him in head first, and his shoes drop off his feet, so his shoes don't go with him.
Why? Why?
The shoe part made me giggle.
That's
It was a little silly.
It is.
It was silly. I'm like, this does not make sense.
I just like that.
Oh, maybe they were rubber soled.
Yeah, maybe his body's been separated from his soul.
Oh,
Where's the sound?
Oh, what I meant, Michael, and I think you know it.
I was just about to say it, and then you said soul.
Can we have a trombone horn, please?
They are in the soundboard here somewhere, but
I can't remember how to do it.
Anyway, so I like that moment where his shoes just drop off onto the floor as well. It's sort of like, oh, okay, something a bit different. Maybe they were the wrong brand or something. I don't know. Okay, so we go back to Doppelkoop. He's all over the road, and the humming is so intense that he eventually crashes the car. But somehow ended up upright. But anyway, the humming is still going, and he suddenly covers his mouth as if he's going to be sick. And we see his view through the windscreen, and he can see the red curtains in front of him from the red room.
And also, he keeps focusing on the
cigarette lighter.
Yeah,
we never learn why. That's just focus.
That's where they're doing their electricity from, maybe.
Maybe we'll find out in another episode.
So why
makes sense?
The clock and the cigarette lighter.
Interesting. With that really loud electrical hum happening.
And that wow, kind of the zoomy, inny-outy kind of shaky. That was a bit sickening. Sickening. Nowhere close to what comes later.
We are, aren't we? We cut to a housing estate.
Some messages from me.
Yeah.
During this part.
We cut to a housing estate, and the housing estate is actually named after David Lynch's production company, Rancho Rosa.
It's a white-only commune, though.
Yeah, of course. Well, we don't like those kind of people, right? They can stay right out. Which is weird. Which is weird because we cut to in one of the houses. There's a naked woman who appears,
and a fully dressed man.
Yes, who appears to have just finished attending to a man called Dougie, who looks like a slightly overweight version of Agent Cooper.
It was the same actor, right? I wasn't losing my
He
mind.
was just wearing extra padding.
I thought it was.
Okay, just
You did
checking.
well. You did well,
I was
Sean.
like-
It's definitely the same actor.
Because I
It was
saw
very
it and I was like,
personal,
oh, that's another Cooper. Excellent. And then I was like, wait, is it? It must be. Is it though? The whole time.
And why
It
is
was
his
honestly.
arm dead?
That's a good question. She asked what's wrong with Dougie's arm, and he says he doesn't know and that it's sort of tingly.
The only thing about that is, though, in Fire Walk With Me, there was the bit where the dead girl's arm, there was something about the nerve, like he's sort of traced something down her left arm towards the ring. The autopsy, during the autopsy.
The ring
We've had
that
lots
someone's
of-
wearing.
Yes.
We've had lots of
Prints
stuff
on little
about
hands.
Yeah, so she goes off to have a shower, taking the money for services rendered. Dougie gets up and we see that his arm that went to sleep has the green ring on it from Fire Walk With Me. You all notice that, right?
Also, that's the
Yes.
same arm that the one-armed man doesn't have.
You're right. So
I did wonder, actually, Nelly, saying that, I did wonder if it was Mike in Dougie.
Oh, yeah.
From
And he
the
just
Mike
can't use
and
the
Bob.
arm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But who the fuck knows?
Dougie
Language warning.
manages to put his jacket on, only being
was
able to use
impressed.
one arm, which is pretty amazing. And he suddenly keels over in pain. We cut to Doppelkoop, who is still trying to stop himself from being sick while the red curtains are still there and the electrical hum continues. Back with Dougie, he's crawling along the floor and tries to open the bathroom door to get help, but the door's locked. He crawls to another room and we see an outlet and it is humming loudly. Electrical outlet, sorry.
We spent a lot of time looking at that outlet.
Yep, you're welcome.
The skip was used again.
We see the red
I do
curtains
like
in
how
front of
they
him.
had faces. The outlet had faces, and I was like, they're like, shocked about what's happened.
It's like in
No one
the
else thought
Taskmaster
that?
this week.
Cool.
We see the red curtains in front of him and he throws up and then there's a loud boom and he vanishes.
I'm sorry. He doesn't just throw up, Ben. That was
It's very
It's
loud
like an
foley.
organ.
awful.
They turned it right up.
Yes.
With lots of
And
squelching.
then we had to
Yeah.
look at it for a very long time.
Yeah, I was not a fan of this whole
No.
part.
Oh, both of them. Oh, the Doug.
All of it.
Yeah.
We're about to get to the
much.
Doppelkoop enjoying what he ate for breakfast again.
I think
Do
it
you
was his
remember-
liver.
Do you remember how in Fire Walk With Me as well, they spend a fair bit of time, where they found the ring? They spend a bit of time sort of focusing on like electrical poles
Mm-hmm.
with numbers on them.
Mm-hmm. I sure do.
Oh, I
Michael.
thought,
Yeah.
were they electrical poles or were they the numbers for the
They were definitely poles
The
that
size.
had electricity
Mm.
Nearby.
Thanks, Ben.
and they had a number on them. Yep.
Would you believe that they were poles for electricity?
Sorry, just going back to where I was.
The vomit.
Yeah, so he throws up. There's a loud boom and he vanishes, and the woman in the shower hears it. Because obviously,
And she
it's
does
so
some convincing acting.
yeah.
Mhm.
there
In
a-
He's the best actor in this whole episode, I thought.
the red room, we see Dougie is sitting in the chair that Agent Cooper sits in. He says, "I feel funny. What's happening to me?" The one-armed man is there and says, "Someone manufactured you for a purpose, but I think that's been fulfilled." Dougie looks down at his hand as it starts to shrink, saying, "That's weird." And this is one of those times where I'm like, this is actually really well done. Because the ring falls off his hand.
Oh, the hand thing was, but his head part, no.
This isn't 30 years ago special effects, though. This is relatively recent.
Yeah, and so obviously it's deliberate.
Yeah.
It's not we couldn't afford doing anything with his head. So the ring falls off onto the ground and we see his head start to shrink down and then it just goes pop and disappears. And in its place we see
black
some
smoke.
black smoke. A golden ball floats up where his head used to be, and then another sort of black fleshy thing that looks like the arm tree's head.
Yeah.
And then the clothes fall to the chair, and the one-armed man covers his eyes while we see some like electrical flashing and whatnot. Once it's all done, all that's left is the golden ball sitting where Dougie was, and basically the seat is all scorched and everything. One-armed man picks up the ring and the golden bead and puts the ring on the table. What's that, Katie?
Have we seen a golden bead like that before?
I don't remember.
I don't think so.
Familiar, but I didn't know if we had or not.
I don't think so.
Also, the one-eyed man picks up the ring and the gold orb in the same hand, and then we only see the ring when he puts it on the table.
He might still have the bead in his hand.
Continuity.
I'll pick up on something later.
Okay. Is it anything to do with coffee cups?
No.
Didn't notice any in this episode. There have been several during the week, just not in Twin Peaks.
Okay.
It's okay. You told me about all of them.
Like.
Lucky you, Sean.
Sean's picking them up herself now.
The electrical noise resumes, and we're back where Dougie disappeared, and black smoke starts coming out from the outlet. So this is another one which was impressive. So, and I'll explain why it was impressive, because not only did the black smoke, it was convincing black smoke. That looked like real black smoke coming out. It was directional, and there was a shadow of it on the floor. I'm just saying, these special effects were really good.
Bad about the black smoke.
Maybe they set something on fire, Ben. Maybe it was literal smoke, and that's why it looked good.
Yeah.
But why would it just be like that straight line, that straight path coming out of the outlet? Why didn't it just spread?
It was very hard not to look at the vomit.
Oh, okay. Stop looking at the
I'll
vomit.
be honest. I didn't notice any black smoke because all I was like, get the vomit off this.
Yeah. And I was skip.
Just stop looking at it.
Yeah, that's all you have to do.
It was like dead center. Like an organ and a slug. It was terrible.
And then I'm like, they're going to put his head in it as he's coming out.
That is what I thought as well. It's like, no, don't touch it. Don't touch it. So with the black smoke, we see that Cooper comes out of the outlet as well. And the sex worker comes out asking where Coop got the suit and haircut. And I mean, it's just like, no, this is not sufficient questioning. You weren't in the shower that long, okay?
Yeah.
It's a whole new freaking person.
He's lost 20 kilos.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. His hair's black.
I didn't actually notice the weight difference. I was just like, he just looks funny. I guess they're just making him look funny. Like they make evil Coop look funny.
He lost weight, definitely.
He had a pudge and he had kind of like little jowly bits.
So
I'll take your word for
it. She notices the sick pile and insists that they leave. He just lays there. Next, we see her leading him out. She notices he has no shoes on and goes back to get them, and he follows her in. And then she comes out and sees he's not there, but he's behind her.
But we didn't see him go inside, did we? He vanished, didn't he?
No, he went inside after.
He went inside. But honestly, for her to come back out the door,
because he vanished.
She surely would have seen him inside the house as she was coming out the door because he was really close.
Yeah, he was. So he follows her out and she puts his shoes on him. She's obviously really frustrated with him because he's so unresponsive. She keeps asking him questions, but he's just not really answering anything.
It's a really annoying scene.
Yes, and there's a lot of Dougie.
Oh, wait, by scene, I basically mean rest of episode, I think.
Oh, wow, okay. She checks his pockets for car keys and finds the hotel room key from Twin Peaks that he stayed in. She decides, I'll just give you a lift.
How much are the FBI up for like late fees on that hotel key?
A lot, I think. I'm sure that key won't be feature in the rest of the season. Don't worry.
Oh no.
Well, it's just supposed to indicate it's him again, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like, this is actually him now because he has the actual key. Yeah. So she gives him a lift she says she'll give him a lift to the casino. And as they leave, another car passes and there's a conversation between two guys. One guy's waiting, I guess, further outside the estate and the other dude who just passed them. And apparently they're out to get Dougie. Back in the car, Cooper notices a sign saying, sorry?
I said, I thought it was Ray looking for Doppelcoop.
No. These are just...
I was really
I assumed that they were associated with Ray and the
I just
people
thought
in
that
the
was
hides who killed Doppelkoop. Yeah, that was my theory as well.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought we were supposed to know who they were.
So back in the car, Cooper notices a sign saying Sycamore Street and said Jade give 2 roads. So he's just basically parroting something that she'd said before. She despairs at her situation, probably thinking he's had a stroke and is now impaired.
Which is great.
She coped with it.
At a hospital.
She does
coped
pretty
with
well.
it pretty well, considering she's probably used
Yeah.
to dealing with people on drugs or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Inebriated.
Cooper takes the Great Northern key from his pocket, but drops it because of a speed hump. He then leans over.
I saw the speed hump coming, I thought, oh, it's just going to fly out of the car now. Yeah.
Yeah, he leans over to pick it up fortuitously as the man on the outside of the estate has a rifle and is waiting to shoot him in Jade's car. But now he doesn't see. He's like, oh no, he's not there. So he must still be in the house. So they're convinced he's back in the house.
They even make us wait for the speed hump though. Like they tell us it's coming, and then we have about 5 seconds before he hits the speed hump. He likes to make us wait.
Like in America.
Okay, so the dude who passed them in the car goes to Dougie's car, which is still sitting outside the house. And by the way, I think the number plate means Doug Love.
There was something like that.
Yeah. Oh, it was Dougie Love. Sorry, it was DGE LV. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it wasn't Doug Love. That's a new thing.
So that guy goes and he puts an explosive device under the back of the car while we see a kid watching him do this from across the road, from inside a house. And the kid's mum looks like a junkie and she's screaming out 119, 119.
Which is 911 backwards.
It is.
I just felt like that was important.
She sounded like Brooklyn Nine-Nine every time they did that. And
yeah,
I'm
God,
like,
I love that show.
Watch that again.
Cut to Doppelkoop, still passed out in his car, and the police arrive. One of them approaches the driver's side and instantly starts retching from the smell.
I thought he had died.
I wasn't sure either.
Doppelkoop?
Well, obviously you know what happens.
I don't think we do.
We don't know at the end of this episode.
Because they call for the ambulance, but they still need an ambulance whether he's alive or dead, I suppose.
Well, they're just assuming that there's someone driving the car.
Yeah. We cut to the Twin Peaks Sheriff Station where Hawk is sticking a "Do Not Disturb" sign on the door of the conference room. And I bet
the best
Sean
thing of the whole episode.
I laughed.
Definitely.
Yep.
Yep.
Sean loved it clearly. As a pun lover.
I think she respectfully scoffed at it. she didn't like it, but I think she sort of went, "That was better than most of Michael's
puns."
Andy and Lucy and Hawk have laid out all the evidence from the Laura Palmer case, but can't find anything that's missing because they're trying to find this thing that Log Lady said is missing.
And I wrote, "Please save me from Dumb and Dumber." Clearly, all the brains of Twin Peaks law enforcement still reside in Hawk.
I loved this episode because it felt like an old episode, like with Andy being stupid.
Well, and Lucy, just FYI.
Yeah.
Eating the rabbit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like, did she eat it now? Gosh, that'd be gross 25 years. But no, she ate it 25 years ago.
Yeah.
She had gas.
And she thinks that's what it is. And
is that a thing? That's not anything I've ever heard of.
Yeah, is eating chocolate to solve indigestion some part of Hawk's heritage?
Yes, and I'm like,
because he's Indian.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Spanish.
Yeah, I mean, chocolate is from South America, but I don't believe Hawk is a South American.
I would actually say this is probably Hawk's lowest investigative moment. He's trying to does this have something to do with it?
Well, he hasn't started on the donuts yet, Ben.
He's really pulling straws.
He's kind of been overwhelmed.
Yeah,
by the energy in the room. Yeah.
Oh, and I've got the note here. Lucy has a revelation that Hawk is Indian. She noticed. Oh, and yeah. Then she knows that the wrapper on the table and freaks out.
You call them Indians.
Yeah,
I did wonder about that.
I will say that she definitely seems like the politically incorrect sort of person.
I mean, they're in a small town. It probably is politically incorrect.
Yeah.
All the time there, but still.
After some discussion, they determined that it's not about the bunny. We cut to Jacoby. We cut to Jacoby spray painting the spades gold.
This is again where I skipped a bit.
He has
This
some.
was Michael's favourite scene.
He has some contraption set.
I think I said they're going to make us watch him do all 5 of those shovels, aren't they?
Oh, he was disappointed that they didn't. That's right. Yeah.
They did one side, but then they only showed us a little bit of the
a
back
couple
side.
of the reverse. Yeah.
Sorry to disappoint Michael.
And he
nearly
created
said
a
it.
whole machine to be able to turn them
Yes.
without having to do it himself.
Machine.
He must spray paint a lot of stuff.
He is a doctor. I just want to tell you guys.
That's why he was wearing the mask.
Fine.
And what's
I nearly
with the
said at the
bandage
end of
around his head?
our. Yeah.
He had a bandage around his head.
Don't know. I nearly said at the end of our last chat, "Oh, what's the deal with the shovels? Are they going to come back?" But I left it, and
Gold
sure
shovels.
enough,
There they are.
I
Like a
have a
competition.
spoiler, Michael. I think they might come back again.
Yeah.
seems like it.
When you first saw the spades, because that's what they are, they're not shovels.
Oh, come on.
What's the difference?
You're an out
There is.
to it
It's
now.
a spade.
it's the
I think
shape.
there is a difference. Yeah.
Oh,
And Ben
shovel
is the one telling
squared?
us
Yeah.
for your gardening experience.
That's upsetting.
Because
That's
I was actually thinking I was going to write shovel, but then I'm like, I think that's actually a spade. So I wrote spade instead.
I'll Google it for you.
When you saw the spades the first time, did you think this was where we were going with the spades?
I thought we were going to be digging holes and burying
Well,
bodies.
what do we think it's going to be now?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay. They are going to dig the tunnel for Dark.
Could be.
A little bit of crossover.
A shovel's primary function is scooping and lifting loose materials like dirt, gravel, or snow, while a spade is designed for digging, cutting, and edging, especially in compacted soil.
Oh, that
There you go.
there you go. Well,
That is the shape.
yeah. So
Yeah.
So there you go.
The
Okay.
shovel has a pointed tip. The
Well,
spade has a
haven't
flat
had-
tip.
Yeah. We haven't had any other sort of stuff about gold except for that gold orb in this episode, have we?
that's right.
Have we had anything else about gold?
I don't
There's
know.
also a ring.
The ring's gold. Yeah, that's true.
But he's
That
trying to make it.
Walk with me.
He's trying to fake it though. If that were the case, or
Yeah.
Okay. We cut to a casino, and Dougie is getting dropped off by Jade. He
Is
has
Dougie-
limited speech capacity by the look of it. She
Is
says,
it Dougie?
Oh, it's not Doug.
well,
Oh,
I
sorry.
assumed it wasn't. Dougie.
I'm saying Dougie because basically everybody's calling him Dougie.
Yeah.
You mean her?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Cooper. Okay. Yep.
He has limited speech capacity by the look of it. She says you can go out now, and he remembers Laura saying the same thing to him. She ends up basically pushing him out of the car. Coop, I wrote Coop then, I don't know why. Struggles with the revolving door, but gets inside eventually.
He actually malfunctions the door.
Yes, because it keeps
Yeah.
hitting the back of his feet.
And it beeps.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then he
I
walks
thought
forward.
was
And it resets.
Because
Yeah.
he was in it. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought it
I
had to
think
do
I'm
with
just standing in it.
PowerPoint.
And shuffling.
It's just
It wasn't.
pushing him forward slowly but surely.
I
It wasn't a superpower. It was just standing in the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Fine.
I also do not like revolving doors.
Same. I've got one at the front of my office, and I'm
They're
not a fan.
terrifying.
Thankfully, our work has 2 doors either side that are normal doors. You just have to use your swipe to get in.
Same.
It's like approaching a skipping rope that's going around and round and round.
Yes.
In your brain, you've got to no, I'll go now. Yep. That kind of thing. And you overthink it.
Yes.
Okay. That's our revolving door chat for this week.
Feel free to comment on that.
Yeah.
Hello.
Like, comment, subscribe.
10,000 not
Favourite
included.
revolving doors.
Oh, this chat's going round and round.
Oh,
Ah.
where's the soundboard,
I
Michael?
love the look on Sean's. There we go.
That was the wrong one, Michael. That was the wrong one.
Yeah.
I think he's found his own sound effects now.
There we go. I just love that the look on Sean's face when she realizes what just happened.
It's well practiced.
Yeah. Okay. There's a series of events in the casino where he's trying to get help, but ends up with coins for the slot machines. And as he walks around, he observes someone operating a slot machine. So then he does it. Sorry. And then he sees like a sort of flame, and in the flame, he sees an image of the Red Room. Oh, hello, Bunyip. She's
Oh, is that what it was? I
Yes.
thought that was just like a
Yeah, I couldn't figure out.
because you could see the curtains and the parquetry on the floor. So yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't look at it that
but you
hard.
guys can't see her.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure.
It definitely
I
is.
agree.
So
Wait, Brett.
he goes to that machine, puts a coin in, and basically copies exactly what this guy did, even doing the hello, and that gets annoying.
Yeah.
Yes,
it
and he wins the
does.
jackpot. And then he just basically just keeps doing that for a while.
That's the
I'm
controversy
surprised he
one.
wasn't kicked out already, but
There's also like a homeless person watching him do this, and eventually that he wants to go to a machine next to the homeless person, and the homeless person says no. And when the homeless person realizes, oh shit, he's doing jackpots everywhere, let me try this machine, she gets a jackpot as well.
I did enjoy her giving the bird to the security cameras when she realized to take his.
His money.
The staff end up following around the place as he triggers more jackpots. We cut to Gordon, Albert, and someone called Tammy. Hey guys, Albert's back.
Yep.
I did recognise him.
I was very happy to see it.
And they said his name to help those people, not
Yep.
myself, but who wouldn't be able to. He
Yeah.
hasn't changed a bit.
And they say Tammy's name as well, just because she's a new character. They tell you who she is. Yeah.
She was going to die soon, so nobody remembers.
They just they just finished a meeting where they're talking about some case, and I'm not really going. Do you want me to talk about the case? I can if you want.
I forget what it was.
I thought
I forget.
it was just an opportunity to have half naked women on it again, but also, you know, from the Fire Walk with Me, how all that communication was done just by what she was wearing, holding, and
Yep.
doing with her. I thought that's what he was gonna. That's why they were presented to him in front of him.
I thought that as
even
well.
up on like display
Ah,
stands
I
and
remember
stuff.
that.
But I thought,
Yep.
oh, he's just gonna read everything.
Yeah, he's going to read so much into this. That's totally what I was thinking. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to hear what he says at the end of this. He says
No,
nothing.
it was just naked ladies. Very disappointed.
Okay, sorry. All right. They finish the meeting and they review the dead bodies from the glass box thing from episode 1. She shows them the So she shows them footage from something on the night of the murders. So, and they see that black cloud with the white sort of humanoid thing in it.
Yeah.
And they're like, what's that? And they see the bodies as well. And the bodies look like the top half of their heads have basically exploded.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys
Wasn't
remember this.
There wasn't as much gore.
Yes. Oh, no.
It was just looked like wax figurines with just like the neck's a bit dimpled and then a lot of
Yeah,
tomato sauce.
But it's not the
actually
same
didn't
thing that
look how
happened
I
in the other
thought
place.
They would look.
exactly.
Yeah, I didn't think they more look like I thought they would have been sliced, but I guess they
Yeah,
kind
and
of
we
were
would
like
have had
sliced,
bits
like
of
you
skin
sliced off
everywhere.
the whole head, maybe in the end.
But he was
Just kept
doing
going.
like the.
It did look like they were getting cut up, but yeah, in these photos, we see that it does look like the top of their heads basically exploded open.
Yeah.
You heard that elsewhere in the episode too. Have we already passed it? Or I can't remember when it happened. We heard the same sound effect. What was that?
That was just when Dale was coming out of the box in the previous episode, wasn't it? At the end of when he was appearing.
Wasn't it when in the opening sequence when he was in the purple box in the sky or whatever? There was something that happened and they made that
Yeah,
same.
the same noise that the lion does. Yeah, somewhere in
Made
this
the same
episode
noise
there
of the slicing, Michael. That the
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
yeah,
that did
I
it.
remember that as well.
Okay, good
Yeah.
pickup.
Oh, you
Good.
missed the trick there, Ben.
Yeah, I definitely did. Gordon gets a message over the intercom.
It was the way the lady spoke. The
Was
no
it?
eye lady. Yeah, it was the way she
Mm.
spoke. It sounded exactly like the
yeah.
slicing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, okay. So Gordon gets a message over the intercom. On your phone, it's Cooper, and they rush out. The call is that they found Cooper, and they're going. So they're taking Tammy with them. Then we cut to the bar. Band plays some music, people dance, and that's the end of the episode.
Hooray!
It ended much quicker and weirdly. Like, I thought when the band started playing, I was like, oh god, what's going to happen now? And then it was credits, and I was like, oh, okay.
It was about as
And-
long though
Yeah.
All
overall.
that
Yeah, it was.
happened
It just
was
didn't.
Cooper came back to the world, and that was
Vomit.
it.
And
Oh,
vomit,
yeah,
Nelly.
apart
How
from the
dare
vomit.
you?
Yeah, don't forget the vomit.
Sorry.
And we got to
Is there any-
stare at some electrical outlets.
Yep.
Yes. And
It's
vomit.
true.
Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is that room that Cooper goes into, where first there's the woman with no eyes and the banging on the door, and then the woman with eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I know that this
Right.
is all.
Now we have a purple place. We had the red place. We still have the stupid red place, and now we also have a purple place.
Yeah, so so it's like when the woman says, you have to go because my mother's coming," or something like that. Something about a mother. That's weird because it's also like I don't understand. Okay, I don't understand what the banging is. I don't understand what mother you're talking about. Do you guys
Or why he
have
was
any
having to be
opinions?
quiet.
I guess it could be him remembering something from his childhood, maybe.
So the whole setup, though,
Yeah.
was Doppel Cooper was trying to find a way so that he didn't have to return to one of the lodges or whatever, so that his time was up and Cooper could come back.
Yep.
He was trying to find, and when he was holding his hands over his mouth, I'm like, surely that's not the only way. But there was the other Cooper that was made for a reason, and now his reason is finished. So I think the Doppel Cooper found a way to not go back to the lodge kind of thing. So this was forcing it to happen. So whatever this interim place is, it's to kind of make things happen still.
Okay.
Maybe.
Because the one with no eyes was saying, no, don't go to 15, whatever 15 was.
Mm-hmm.
And they go up in the hatch, she electrocutes herself and changes the what's downstairs, basically. And then, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's
She's having a
interesting.
blast.
She used to facilitate his return.
I like how you turn around and she stops. By the way, then
Yeah.
Ellie.
He's gonna come down, trust me.
What do we think? In the middle, Cooper, Dougie. What was his purpose then? If it was finished, was it just time based or?
Do you mean
I think that
Dougie?
was-
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I think that was Doppel
If he finished his
Cooper's.
purpose, was it just stalling or was it something else?
I think maybe it was to take half of the brunt of the vomiting stuff and make Cooper go back to that vicinity and
Body
not,
instead of his body.
yeah, because he does.
So it
he
had
does-
nothing to do with the woman or where he was or anything like that.
I think the woman in that place was to make him
Just
go
an
back
excuse for
regardless.
boobies.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Well, we do. What is our nipple count? at
They
the
had
moment,
a different time slot.
everyone?
Oh, this isn't dark, so
Yeah, wrong recap then.
We don't actually have a spreadsheet, but
Yeah, for this one.
there were definitely some nice ones there.
Yeah, so I thought the same as you, Nelly, and Katie, and I'm assuming the other two think it as well, where Dougie was like a stand-in for Doppelkoop. So Dougie went back instead of Doppelkoop. That's
It's really bold of you to assume I'm thinking about it this deeply.
no, I know you
I
are,
hadn't thought about it, but yeah, that makes sense.
because he didn't want to go
His
back.
face in the hole or something. Yeah.
But I mean, the question is
So
then.
he somehow created a 50-year-old extra doppelganger.
With
Yeah.
the ring from gold. I don't know how to go about that.
Yeah,
This is
so,
very much woo woo.
so we know that
Oh, the ring.
Dougie was manufactured. So I guess that's implying that Doppelkoop manufactured him somehow.
and used the ring. And the ring was in the fire walk with me, was found near, was it Teresa's?
No, it was near
Also-
the old woman and her grandson's trailer.
But you also told us that Laura had worn it at some in.
Yes, Laura also was given it at some stage.
So was Laura just a stand-in for
her
another
cousin.
thing? Yeah.
Wait, was it cousin Maddie? Was it Madeline? Yeah.
Maddie.
Yeah.
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 Maddie.
Remember, I wasted an additional 3 hours of my life reading the diary of Laura Palmer this week.
I don't know why you did that.
Yeah, I don't know why you did it either.
I don't think anyone should do that. I think we should reinstate book burning, and we should burn that book.
There's a book.
This is coming from a librarian.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is some very strong
Savage.
words.
Yeah, not just
Because-
weird it, get rid of it, like out of history.
Then there was
cat behind you, Ben.
what?
The cat from the board game behind you,
Probably.
underneath the portrait of
From
Louis.
Clank.
It is.
Miss-
Yep.
Mrs. Whiskers or something, was it? Something like that.
Nuggles or something. Anyway.
Yeah, so
Sorry, I got distracted by cat.
and then there's this whole thing with PowerPoints. It's weird.
A lot
Lots
of
of powering
lots of
noises,
PowerPoint.
PowerPoints, power
Yeah,
poles,
like electricity, where there's like a lot of stuff to do with
cigarette lighter.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
No,
was the Pokey machines were going off. Slot machines, apologies.
Oh, maybe.
Because
But-
Like
of
he was
him
shorting them
being
out.
electric. Like, yeah.
But it was like it was pointing them out. It wasn't like
Yeah.
he just went to any
Yeah,
one.
that's true.
I don't
Oh, I
really
don't know.
understand why.
Will that ability stay with him, do you reckon? Does he like point him in direction?
That would be handy, wouldn't it?
Probably not if his actual brain comes back. They
Yeah.
just had to give him something
Well,
that
it
he could
must have
process.
though, because they identified himself as Cooper to then have them call the FBI.
I
Or
didn't
the
see that
facial
happen.
recognition.
But he didn't have any idea
recognised
on
him.
him though.
But the
He had
facial
his key.
recognition in casinos might have picked it up.
He's a
They
missing
might be
person.
looking
They might
for
have,
his face.
they might automatically have missing people.
Yeah, but Doppel Coop
On a
wasn't
system.
being very circumspect about where his face got seen. Surely
Yeah,
they would have picked
Casinos
him
though
up.
have like
Yeah.
really intense
Okay.
facial recognition stuff in them.
Yeah,
Well,
so
Picked the police onto him because he was winning too much money, and then they looked him
Yeah.
up.
yeah, so lots of
Yeah,
lots
we
of
have no
interesting-
evidence that Cooper's got his brain back yet.
Okay.
So do we? Yeah, so
They fingerprinted him.
Cooper seems impaired for some reason.
That's putting it lightly.
Well, he's
He's not
because
fully
his
backing himself.
soul has been trapped, yeah, and he's not in his body. He's
Yeah, so
in,
re-
manufactured.
using
Remember,
Remember
they said that Bob his doppelganger has to go back before he
Yeah.
can come out. So he's come out, but his doppelganger is still out.
Oh,
is he?
righto.
Because
So,
his
and-
doppelganger.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I assumed he
that-
died.
That's
so-
why he's impaired,
Yeah,
you're
we
saying.
don't know that.
Well, no, I don't know if that's why, but I mean,
We don't know what's in the
Could be.
case.
they were saying that that the doppelganger has to go back before he can go out.
Could be that there's some remnant of the doppelganger still out that's causing him to not be 100%.
He's
Yeah,
also been trapped for 25 years.
yeah, that is a long time to be trapped. I wouldn't want to be trapped for
Yeah.
25 years.
People talking backwards to him. So,
And
like, I mean,
the
it's a lot
arm,
to wrap
the
your
arm
head
Yeah,
around.
the arm tree thing, yeah.
I like that
Yeah.
you guys are calling it arm training.
Impaired.
Thanks.
I mean, I don't
Well,
know what else
the
you'd
alternative is
call it.
sphincter. The sphincter.
Yeah. The arm that makes this sound. Isn't that what it said?
The sphincter that sounds like a colonoscopy
The
preparation.
Hannibal arm tree. So and we're back with Gordon and Albert and now
The
Tammy.
arm sounds like this. Sorry.
The blue rose thing that
The stretched out face said.
allegedly Garland says.
It was Garland. Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's from Firewalk.
Was that-
with Me.
Yeah, okay, so that was in the code.
Yes.
But
The
don't
black-
they?
okay.
Well, no, it wasn't
They
in the
don't
code.
Also cause
They referenced Blue Rose directly.
That they
Wasn't
said
it in the
he
code
said
the
the blue.
lady
Yeah,
was
the
doing?
yeah, the code the
Hmm,
lady in the red
cool.
dress was doing. One of the things was that she was wearing a blue rose, and the younger guy
Yeah.
asked about it, and he was like, "Oh, I can't talk to you about that, but good noticing."
But
The
wasn't
blue
I don't know if I'm
roses thing we don't
misremembering, but
understand.
wasn't
The
Major
case.
Briggs or whatever? Weren't they blue cases or something as well?
Blue Book,
Yeah,
yeah,
they
Blue
were.
Book cases. Yeah, that's
Oh,
exactly
okay.
right. Yeah,
I did not remember that.
I'd only just remembered that right now. Thanks, Michael. Good memory.
I'm glad you remembered it.
Because I'm a rememberer. But okay. Did you guys have anything else you wanted to discuss about this episode?
No, but that was a good point, Ben, about the blue book. That was
Yep.
good thinking, connecting those two things.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.
Good thinking, Nanny, mate.
Okay, then let's look forward to episode 4, guys. It's going to be great. We're really getting into our stride now. Very much looking forward to experiencing more. Until next time, see ya. Yeah, until next time, see ya.
Bye.